What was Donald Trump's Super Tuesday victory message to America? You're dying. Thing is, the facts don't really support his assessment.
But they come into our country, we're going to stop them. We're going to close our borders. We're going to have to deport a lot of people, a lot of bad people, because our countries can't live like this. Our cities are choking to death. Our states are dying. And frankly, our country is dying.
That was former President Trump painting a remarkably dystopian vision of the nation he wants to lead in his Super Tuesday acceptance speech. And if it sounds familiar, it's a message that he's made a lot, only when he's not in office. Hi, I'm Colby Hall, and welcome back to Mediaite, your home for coverage and commentary of the intersection of media and politics. Trump's now established a pattern of blasting the United States, but only when he's not in office. He ran on it in 2016 and made the same notes in his now infamous American Carnage inauguration speech. That's how he described America in 2017.
Mothers and children trapped in poverty in our inner cities, rusted out factories scattered like tombstones across the landscape of our nation, an education system flush with cash, but which leaves our young and beautiful students deprived of all knowledge. And the crime, and the gangs, and the drugs that have stolen too many lives and robbed our country of so much unrealized potential.
Cut to 7 years later, and he says America is dying? That's pretty convenient timing, considering he only makes that claim when he's out of office. Lest we forget that in Trump's last year of office, there were riots in the street over the murder of George Floyd, a raging pandemic that ultimately left over 1 million Americans dead, and a riot inside the Capitol by Trump's most ardent supporters looking to overturn a free and fair election. Now, to be fair, the border crisis is a real story, has been across many administrations, and it has gotten much worse under the Biden administration. But to say that America is dying now as a result is blatant fear-mongering that isn't supported by the facts. From the New Yorker's latest interview with Biden, violent crime has dropped to a nearly 50-year low, unemployment is below 4%, and in January, the S&P 500 and the Dow hit record highs. More Americans than ever have health insurance, and the country is producing more energy than at any previous moment in its history. But let's take a look at Trump's America is Dying speech. Donald Trump is claiming the nation is dying from his palatial Mar-a-Lago residence, surrounded by a group of rich and powerful supporters, many of whom flew in private for the event. And Trump gave his victory speech in the Mar-a-Lago ballroom, partially made famous by its use as a storage facility for presidential documents. But what is that room really like? Puck's Tara Palmieri was there for the event and filed this fascinating report before the party started.
So people often ask me, what is it like inside Mar-a-Lago? And what I always say is that it looks like what an American would imagine Versailles is, right? Look at that. Gilded pillars, opulent chandeliers, curtains, velvet curtains everywhere. This is inside Donald Trump's victory party.
Gilded pillars, opulent chandeliers, velvet curtains. I gotta say, it sounds pretty chintzy to me, but not everyone can share my taste in decor, but I digress. This over-the-top palace ballroom is where Trump made the states are getting choked to death and the nation is dying claim. Look, I get that Trump is a wannabe emperor, but this particular claim is made from whole cloth. And the mega wealthy setting is at odds with the dystopian future that he lays out, and it's just flat out fear-mongering. Shameful.